Guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here, and today I want to talk a little bit about a controversial topic, but I feel like you should get a drink and relax and let's just chat about this. So first of all, I want to start with how messed up the insurance companies are, and that the fact that they collect money from people and then deny them the services is disgusting and disturbing. But I also want to ask you a question. My question is, since the death of Brian Thompson, has there been any change? And yes, there's been dialogue, but has there been change in terms of the system? And I haven't heard of anything. I haven't heard that there's any systematic change at all. So as of today, Luigi Mangione has been charged of second-degree murder. So first it was first-degree murder, but then they dropped those charges because they couldn't prove that he's a terrorist. Rest in peace, Brian Thompson. There has been a lot of buzz online in some internet communities that have labeled Luigi as a hero, and they even make memes about Luigi. They have a hashtag called Free Luigi. There's also art, merch, and there's a lot of satirical depictions of, I guess, people saying how attractive Luigi is and that they want to have sexual relationships with him. That's what I've seen. But then this has become a joke, and I want you to think about how the death of someone that we never, we don't know, was this person, this could have been our dad, this could have been our uncle, this could have been a co-worker, and we're making fun of this, or not me, but online, it's like a joke. It's like a Brian Thompson deserved to die, and congratulations to Luigi for doing that. And I think that's a little bit absurd. When it comes to situations, I don't think it's all black or all white. I think the truth lies somewhere in the middle, in the gray area. And here there's nothing but gray area, according to online communities. Although in the real world, it seems as though they wanted to give this guy the death penalty. So in the real world, as far as the justice system, it doesn't seem like there's gray area. The justice system has treated this person as allegedly a murderer, and he's been in custody for a year, and he's awaiting trial, and it seems like he could face decades in jail, and they're not saying anything to that degree. It doesn't really matter, his intent doesn't really matter. Otherwise, if his intent mattered, he could have paid bail. I don't think he's even given bail. Anyway, so this is clearly an act of violence against the healthcare practices, but Brian Thompson was a symbol of that healthcare industry as a whole. So, like we said, Luigi has become this folk hero, or this anti-establishment hero, which actually I like the ring of that. He's being accused of, allegedly, of second-degree murder, and that is not, though, the same as being a hero in real, moral, or the legal sense. And the reason why is because murder is, shocker, spoiler alert, murder is never okay, is never right, and two wrongs don't make a right. Violence is never heroic in Christianity. Taking a life is a grave sin. And perceived justice, anger, feeling emotional, these are not reasons to kill someone. Only God has authority over life and death. Only God. So we don't have the right, just because we disagree with someone or because we read a couple of books and then brainwashed ourselves that it's good to murder, or other killers glamorized murdering and glamorized their ideologies. And then, as far as I'm concerned, Luigi read a couple of books that really impacted him and thought that that's the answer to making an impact, to kill someone. And I don't think it is. I have a lot of compassion for Luigi, because his intention was to create a positive change. But also, on that thought, many people say that he sacrificed himself, etc. How is that so? Because he had a fake ID with a fake name, Mark Rosario. So he wasn't intended to sacrifice himself in that sense. Otherwise, he would have turned himself in. Because here is the point. The point is that heroes are those who imitate Christ-like behavior, like love, compassion, being humble, being forgiving, and mercy. Where was mercy for Brian Thompson's family, for his wife, for his kids that are going to grow up without a father, for his co-workers? I mean, those people they were probably still grieving his loss a year later. I mean, his wife is going to probably grieve, and his kids, for the rest of their lives. So heroes are those who imitate Christ. Every human being is made in the image of God. And glorifying wrongdoing, especially murder, is spiritually harmful to both people, because now one person is dead and the other person is going to spend the rest of their life in jail, which is something that makes me really feel bad for him. Like, he destroyed his entire life, Luigi. A real hero is a martyr, a saint, someone who lives sacrificially for others, someone who saves lives and doesn't destroy them, someone who imitates Christ's mercy. And that is nothing like what Mangione did. And I'm saying this to maybe, have a conversation, because this is what a hero means in my world. And being a Christian, this is what heroism is. But I feel like a lot of the people online that said that he's a hero, and like everyone who's saying that he's a hero, and they seem very young in age, but I don't think these are Christians. I think these are people that are not Christians. Otherwise, if they were, they would have some values, like murder is a sin. But I don't think they care. It doesn't seem like a lot of the people cared, and it makes sense that they're not religious. If you're one of those people watching this and you're taking a side, can you please let me know in the comments if you're a Christian or not? Because that's just my theory. Is everyone an atheist that takes his side online? Yeah, I think everyone is. Otherwise, there's no way that you'd be a Christian. You'd believe in Jesus, you'd believe in Christianity, or you'd go to church and believe that killing someone is okay. Because killing is always wrong in Christianity. Killing is never heroic, and hatred and vengeance and contempt for others is always spiritually wrong, and it's something that we have to overcome. Taking an innocent human life is a grave sin, and it wounds the victim and the one who commits the act. And that applies regardless of perceived justice or political motives or anger or emotional distress. I just feel like there must have been a different way where he could have been productive and making a change in a productive way. And it seems like Luigi was a very well-off guy. It seems like his family was very well off. They were all multi-millionaires. Couldn't he start his own insurance company? Wouldn't that be so much more productive for him? I'm just thinking, like, it would be so much more productive if he, I think, starting his own insurance company or doing what the other insurance companies don't do. Wouldn't that be amazing? And he wouldn't have to spend the rest of his life in jail. And the other thing is that with heroes don't hide their face, because he used a fake ID. He tried to be on the run. He didn't try to own up to his actions and spend the rest of his life in jail by turning himself in. He was asked by police, what is your name? And he didn't say Luigi. He said Mark Rosario, because he was hiding his identity. Anyway, I really wanted to make this video because although I feel like I might get hate, and honestly, don't leave hate. This is a conversation. I have a lot of compassion for Luigi. I think he's a young man that had his whole life ahead of him. I think he seemed like a bright person, and I have compassion for him, and I have compassion for somebody who died on the streets of New York, not too far from where I live. And I have compassion for both, and my prayers will go to both of these people. I feel like this is very interesting also. Earlier I said that a lot of the people online that support Luigi are not Christians, most likely. Just a hypothesis. But the other thing is that Luigi actually said he's an atheist in one of his tweets. And that is very fascinating to me, because if he was a Christian, he wouldn't have committed murder. He would have believed that murder is a grave sin. And we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. But he doesn't believe in God yet. And now I see how there's a correlation between having those values and believing in God and not. And this is what happens when you don't have like a compass. If you don't have anyone to be accountable to, or if you don't have a set of values, then you think poetic justice is fair, or you think that all is fair. And it doesn't work that way. Some things are clearly wrong, and the justice system knows that. That's why he's still in custody. But innocent until proven guilty. Who am I to judge? I hope it made you question what you believe to be the truth. So please leave your comments below and let's have a talk. And like and subscribe to my brand new YouTube channel. And I'll see you later.